Welcome back everyone! I'm back from my vacation in Japan, and before I went there I thought, well, this will be a great opportunity to check out another gym, and therefore I searched online in the area and I found Jesper's awesome gym and I reached out to him and he was having me. So thank you very much again, Jesper. It was really a pleasure, and you can all find in the comments how you find his gym and everything about him. And there he showed me everything that makes his Japanese Wing Chun special. We did some light sparring and he also teach me some really great lessons. So enjoy! Welcome back everyone! This time I'm actually in Japan. So over here there's also awesome people who teach Wing Chun, also other martial arts. But here Jesper is with me and he also came to Japan and then started to train his Wing Chun here, but he adapted it to the conditions he found here. Yeah. So how is this martial arts you doing here, your form of Wing Chun, different from what you started with?
What I was training back in Europe was a lot of bigger guys. So bigger guys, we naturally use much more power. Mm-hmm. And of course, I've been training for many years now. So also with age, with more years, you become softer, become more proficient. But the thing is that when I came to Japan, a lot of the students were smaller and lighter. Mm-hmm. So some of the stuff that I was taught or what I was doing wouldn't really work for them. So I think for the last, I came in 2005, for the last many years, I've been trying to kind of figure out a way to overcome that gap so that more people, lighter people, and heavier people as well. Heavier people, the problem with heavy people is they're too slow, so they can't catch the opponents. So that's also a problem, it's a good experience. But a lot of smaller people, they have trouble gaining enough, generating enough power. And that's where I came up with the idea of using more momentum. So I focus more on the forward pressure and uprooting of the opponent, so to take away his power. And that is some of the things that I want to show you today.
Yeah, I would love to learn that. So I think that will be an interesting experience. So you're saying this one will also work for taller people, so I can use it as well. I don't have to be small to use this technique.
No. For you, I think you're tall, but you're not very heavy. This will actually work good for you, because what you have in reach will lack in power, because you don't have so much weight on you.
Yeah, yes.
So yeah, it'll be perfect for you.
Perfect. So yeah, let's get right into it.
So now I want you to come forward, you chain punch me.
Okay.
Now, what happened? You stopped.
I stopped. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now you lost all your momentum. So what I want you to do is when you step forward, if you try to block me, I get rid of that on again. Immediately.
Okay.
If you lose your momentum, the smaller person would have to restart. They would have to get away and do it again. So now, when you go forward and you chain punch,
so anyway.
Yeah, so come in, guys. And you feel me. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah, that's much better if I keep going.
Can you see that?
Yeah. I'm not thinking.
Every time you punch, you're taking away my space.
Yeah.
And then you're close enough. If you've done it a couple of times, come in punch. Now, you can elbow me, you can punch.
Yeah.
Well, like I talked about for the smaller opponent, the smaller Wing Chun fighter, will not be able to elbow you in the face.
That's true.
But that's something you can do, right?
Yeah. I just felt like that's the correct distance for me.
Yeah, it is. So that's a way how you can use all your chest-up techniques, all your love techniques.
Perfect.
But the only thing you have to think about is like a lot of the explanations behind chest-up, like you deflect it, like this.
Yeah.
And the way I see it is, it's kind of like if you have these new automatic cars, right? They're supposed to be able to drive by themselves. Okay? So let's say your chest-up is like that, right? It's that software. Okay. If you're not putting a direction into it, like let's go here. then you end up with just all like,
Yeah, we would just do like this.
and I think that's a problem with most people when you do chisel. They don't have something they want to achieve from it. So they just go, yeah, but I could do. So instead, if you do, from now on, when you do chisel, try to think about like, how could I actually apply this? Where would this be helpful? It's helpful every time you can't punch the other guy. In order for you to stay close.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, what happens?
If I don't stay close?
If you don't do this, okay? So, if you do this and you just do chain punches, that means I'm grounded.
Yeah, no, you stay. Yeah.
And I have a lot of power. So in order to keep me uprooted, keep me more or less powerless, you want to keep punching me.
Yes.
If I'm able to successfully
if you stop,
yeah.
then you're in control.
Yeah. So that's what you have to want to do as you go forward. Yeah, that's it. And that's why we never pull. Because you can't go forward and pull at the same time.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So after showing me his principles and ideas, Jesper even taught me some individual lessons and showed me what I can improve upon in general. So thank you very much for that again. It was really a pleasure, and thank you for your time and dedication. So everyone have a look at what I learned. Okay, so what would you teach me? I mean, we did a little bit of training together now. So what part would you recommend me to focus on and to improve on?
This, if you have your arms in, you're using more your shoulder muscles.
Yes.
And your shoulder muscles are not the biggest muscle. If you work out, I think you realize that, okay? You can pull yourself up with your
back.
Yeah, with your back, but I don't think you can do just using your, well, at least it will be very tough. Okay, so here, I'm going to open up a little bit. And then I think you can feel that.
I can feel it.
Yeah. Now, the good thing about using your back muscles is that when you punch, these are actually your boosters, your rocket boosters. That's where you launch your punch from. Because you're not using them very much, you can punch. If you go forward and use your shoulder muscle a lot, then you don't have much.
I don't have a boost afterwards.
No. So that's one of the things I think that would be very beneficial for you. So this, and then this. Yeah. Now, if you do that and you get rid of that, it's also easier for you to get under me. Yeah. Can you feel that? Yeah. Now, when you step closer, and then you stop, right? Now, uprooting is not just one. You need to keep me. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So that's why if you have that forward momentum, suddenly I cannot use my weight to kind of lean and use my weight to control it. So the reason why I teach like on the set like a wedge like this, if that becomes too long and narrow, the same thing, if you punch and you extend fully, then that will make you weak.
No problem.
And the other thing is that it makes it impossible for you to use your elbow. So if you cannot use this joint, then if somebody blocks you,
I don't have
you receive it in your shoulder.
Yeah.
So now, from this position, that means you're free to use your elbow. Now, when I punch, I can see the smoking. I'm not extending fully. That means if it gets blocked, it's easy for me to go
transition.
Yeah, and that's what you want. If you extend more, that works a lot for the guy who stole it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work for the small effect.
It's when you're only extending and reaching if you're starting a forward movement to close the distance.
Yeah. That's because you wanna.
Yeah. And then you run forwards and then you stay at the distance.
So
you use that length.
So you can see, so it's not about pulling back, it's about
closing,
coming in. So that's what we spend some time, because it's so difficult not to try to reach, because you want to hit the opponent and you go for that point.
So you're teaching your students to adjust themselves so they can use the forward momentum really to their advantage.
Yeah, and how to uproot that.
Perfect. So let's wrap things up here with Jesper. So thank you so much for having me here. I had lots of fun learning new angles, new ideas that I so far have not really thought about. I will try to apply some of them in the future and think about them a little bit more.
Let me know how it turns out.
I will. It's really fresh air for myself.
Okay.
And yeah, thank you so much. So how can people find you?
Well, if you should come to Japan, or if you see this and you're actually living in Japan, look us up. It's JSim. It's pretty easy to find. There's not that much mentioning in Japan. But anyway, if you come, maybe just visit. Just write me an email, and maybe you can come by. And, yeah, we have a YouTube channel as well. You can check it out and see if you can learn some Japanese from it. Or maybe some Wing Chun.
Or both.
Or both.
Perfect. So thank you so much for watching. We will link everything in the description, his homepage, his YouTube channel, and all the contact information. So thank you very much from Japan, and have a nice day.